Now to one of the headline stories. Some conservative members of President Trump's Make America Great Again movement are expressing strong opposition to his recent decision to send weapons to Ukraine through NATO. They say this move breaks his promise to reduce U.S. involvement in foreign conflicts. Among those criticizing the move are Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Greene, a close Trump ally, and former Trump strategist Steve Bannon. Bannon described the conflict as a European war during his podcast, implying it should not involve the U.S. The White House, however, stressed that European countries will cover the cost of the U.S.-made weapons. Now to discuss this, I'm joined by global policy analyst Alexander Von Rugen. Thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Grand. Now, it appears President Trump is adjusting to realities. He may not have accurately assessed when he ruled out supporting Ukraine in the war. Now, can you walk us through what may have brought the president to this shift in policy?
Well, as you remember, his election campaign was predicated on when he was president, or when he will be president, he will stop the war within days in the Ukraine. He was not supporting Biden's support of the war, and this was an election promise. Well, and 6 months into his campaign, and we realized that didn't happen. So he's caught betwixt and between in keeping an election promise, and at the same time, Mr. Putin has been manipulative and has not honored his promises regarding ceasefires and moving forward with peace talks. In fact, on the contrary, he increases the bombardment of the Ukraine. And finally, I think a motivating factor in swaying Mr. Trump's opinion at this later stage is his wife, Melania.
Well, Alexander, do you feel that this is a betrayal? I ask it because key members of President Trump's conservative Make America Great Again movement, they've reacted angrily to the plan. They feel that it's a betrayal. What do you think?
Well, the betrayal, or what they're saying, is that he promised not to fund the Ukraine. He did not promise to supply NATO. NATO has made the decision on their own. They're going to defend Ukraine. So Mr. Trump has converted into an arms deal. He's now going to supply the EU with arms, which they're going to deploy to the Ukraine, and they're going to pay for them.
Well, his shift in tone has, been almost total. I mean, he's like a total 180, promising to sell arms to America's traditional allies and threatening to impose tariffs on Russia and its allies. How much farther do you see him going with this?
Well, I think it's, again, what hasn't been said that says the most. He's agreed to deploy Patriot missiles to the Ukraine and allow for the release of them, although they are coming through the European partners, which in turn are then restocking their supplies, purchasing them from the U.S. But the Patriot missile is a defensive weapon. In his speech the other day, he said everything's on the table, meaning Tomahawk missiles as well. Tomahawks are an offensive weapon. He quoted, "I'm going to give 17 batteries of Patriot missiles to Ukraine. Each battery consists of about 50 or 150 Patriot missiles at a cost of about $4 million apiece." However, he did not quote a number for the Tomahawk missiles. Tomahawks are capable of carrying nuclear warheads as well. Tomahawks are long-range, supersonic, or subsonic, I should say, low-altitude missiles, which are very hard to detect from a defense mechanism from Russia. And they can reach Moscow and St. Petersburg from Ukraine. That is a message he's now sent to Mr. Putin.
Alexander, do you think he's going to change his mind again? Because in the past, we've seen President Trump shift grounds time and time again, because for him, I mean, a good deal is always better than, well, perhaps maybe anything else. So is there a chance, again, that he changes position if the Russian president were willing to play ball?
Again, he said it the other day. He was asked, "Are you done with Putin?" And his answer was, "I'm not done, but I'm very disappointed in him," meaning he's going to leave the door open for something to happen if, as you mentioned, there's a good deal on the table.
So he first came along with his big, beautiful bill, which cost him the friendship of Elon Musk, if we remember. And now the shift on Ukraine is costing his allies in Congress, who say this is a European war. Now, how are these decisions affecting Trump's domestic base?
Well, I think he's maneuvering around he's not committing troops to Ukraine, so he's keeping that election promise. He's reinvented himself as the world's greatest arms dealer. I mean, it was only a few months ago he sold $143 billion, biggest sale ever, to Saudi Arabia. And now he's selling more arms to NATO partners, American-made weapons. They're paying for them. This is business. So he's keeping his fingers on the pulse of the war, but he's leaving his hands off it. So he's carefully strategizing his position to keep his followers intact as well.
Well, Alexander, I want to say thank you very much for joining us on tonight. Thank you.